Hi. Come on in if anybody's there. Let me get my speaker turned off. Hello. Happy Monday. So we got one person in the chat. Got 4 people in the chat. Thank you so much for coming in. And let's see who else is here. Hi, Birdies Blooms. Thank you for being here. Hello, Container Crops. Hello, Spartacus from Oklahoma. Hey, Roots, Shoots, and Garden Boots. Thank you all very much for coming. I certainly appreciate you. Drop something. It's not my glasses, not my phone. Hey, Jean Dudley. Thank you for being here. We also have Kat Green and Erica Jones. Aunt Tia, thank you, Miss Moderator. Barb Brownlee, thank you so much. Brenda Allen, I'm good. Brenda, how are you? I will email you in the morning for the price of your shipping charges for your Texas Star Hibiscus. And I had one to come up a few weeks ago, so I'm going to give that one to somebody tonight. I only ask that you pay me the shipping charges. Hey, Debbie Epps, thank you for being here. And Dale Homestead, thank you for being here. Lavender Lady is in the house. Farmer, hey, nephew. All your internet cousins coming in. I love that video you did with your son. That was just awesome. Because fruit trees are the key. Hey, Myra McCain, I hope you got my email. You know me, I have integrity. You wanted me to save you some of that Lady Cheryl's Pain Relief Cream, but shea butter comes from the carrot tree. It's a nut, and I know if you have tree nut allergies, you will be allergic to that too. And you know me, I'm not going to sell you anything to hurt you, okay? All right, we got Ramona Jones. I don't know if it's going to get called a Ramada in. I don't know why. Andrea Lucas is here. Hey, Carmen, thank you for being here. Little Beans Garden, hello. And Lydia is in the house. My sweet, sweet moderator, Lydia's here. And by the way, my moderators, I haven't forgotten you. I'm sending you the pain cream, but I didn't anticipate as many people wanting it that quickly. And so I ran out of containers, but I got some more coming in tomorrow. And I did get that other order. I just ordered a small amount because I didn't know what was going to happen. But I ordered a lot. So yours and Lydia and Tommy's will go in the mail tomorrow. Hoyt is here. Thank you so much. My nephew Emilio from the Midwest with that beautiful black soil. Thank you for being here, Emilio. Hi, Stone Gardner. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you all. Okay, Miss Debbie Epps. Thank you so much. Grown Lady Lynn. Grown Lady Lynn. She said it 2 times. If y'all don't know she grown, she's saying it 2 times. She's grown. I love it. Hi, Simpcha. How you doing? Shalom. And Stinky Puddle Ranch. I think it's the first time I've said it without saying muddle. Because sometimes my brain goes cuckoo, and I want to change your name to Stinky Muddle Puddle Ranch. Blessed 2 is here. How you doing? All right. I just came from the garden. I need some pain cream right now. Girl, I know me and my grand angels been working, and I've been working without them. I've been bending down, pulling up weeds. Trust me, it goes on my back after my shower. And little Bria came in my house, guys, and she got in trouble because she said, It stinks in here. And it was the ingredients in the pain cream that she was smelling. Her daddy got on her case. But I don't think she would do it again. Myra McCain said, so that is why my scalp itch with other products that was good. The shea butter. Yeah, shea butter is a nut. The cream comes from inside of the nut. Yes, Myra, I'm not going to hurt you, baby. I believe you reap what you sow. I know you do. Okay. And that's Best Yet speaking to everybody. Jean Dudley, okay. She's saying, me too. She believes in that. You reap what you sow. I think that's what she's saying. Hey, Karen Witherspoon. And let's get it going. I do believe that you reap what you sow. Good and bad. Hey, Gwendolyn, how you doing? Okay. Now, I got a question to ask. I would like to buy some pain cream. Just go to my website. Who was that? Ramona. Just go to my website. It's a 2-ounce jar. It's small, but I'm telling you, you only need a little bit. When you open it up, when you open it up and you smell it, you're going to know. It's not stinky, but I'm just saying it's got some really pure, high-quality hemp oil. I get the 3,000. I was supposed to leave a little dropper here. And I put that individually in the jar. So instead of just mixing a whole lot up and dipping it up, after it has settled for a minute, I make sure I put that whole dropper full inside of your individual jar. And you know where hemp comes from. It's not CBD oil, it's hemp oil. So it won't get you high, but it will relax your muscles. If you got a headache, rub a little bit on your temples, okay? And it has oil of wintergreen in it. It has... of course, I mentioned shea butter. It has a touch of vitamin E oil. And what's the other ingredient? You guys know I can't remember all the products separately. Jojoba oil. And jojoba oil is just like your natural oil, your sebum, that your sebaceous glands secrete a natural oil. Those of you that have oily scalps, that's what that is. And some of you don't get ashy unless you go out in the rain or working in the garden or high winds. You don't have, your sebaceous glands don't secrete a lot of sebum. So if you got real dry, ashy hands, I recommend that you get the shea butter cream. It's actually shea butter, mango butter. Is it a label on this one? No. Let me go get one real quick. Avocado butter, shea butter, mango butter, jojoba oil, a lot of good moisturizing oils. So if you got that dry skin, remember, you only need a little. Go to the website. Somebody put the website up for me, ladies. And it's 4 ounces. And this is $12.99. And you get half this amount in this one for the pain cream because it has more expensive ingredients in it. Okay? And still, I keep the cost down because it's just little old me making all of this. Okay? All right, so now this is what I want to do. If you buy these 3 items, and only these 3 items, by midnight tonight, no matter what time zone, if you buy the oil, the moisturizing body oil, and the shea butter skin cream, and the pain relief cream, that's 3 items, I am going to send you free 2 items. 1 hand sanitizer, and I never do this because this is my #1 selling product. If you buy the oil, the body cream, and the pain cream, I'm going to send you the hair growth promoter. It's my #1 item. So I don't have to make that what I'm going to give away because it already does well. But I want those of you that haven't tried it to try the hair growth promoter. Yes, I wear wigs, but I have long hair. But I have kidney disease, high blood pressure, and thyroid disease. So my hair is thin at the top, long every place else. Trust and believe. I have hair. But my daughter said, Mama, stop pulling your hair up and putting your hair in a bun. You look better when you wear your hair. When you get a certain age, people should understand that. Okay? So every now and then I'll throw a little picture on there with my own hair when I have my locks or something like that. Okay? But there's some things that hair growth promoter or any other product, anything out there, is not going to make come back. Okay? So I started losing my hair at the top. I went completely bald when I was going through chemotherapy for breast cancer recovery. And then complicated that with some other health issues. Some stuff is not going to grow back. Am I bald at the top? No, ma'am. No, sir. You all see me with my hair pulled back. That was all my hair. Okay? But I don't need to keep putting that tension on my hair when it's already thin up there. So, once a week I put on some glamour for you guys and some lipstick. Okay? All right. So, if somebody would put the website on, and I'm going to ask Tia, oh, she already did it. Tia, if you would put down those 3 items that I mentioned, the total body oil that you can use on your hair or in your bath. Just don't put too much in your bathtub if you've got a whirlpool jacuzzi type bath. And then if you get the oil, the shea butter cream, and the Lady Cheryl's pain cream, I'm going to send you what? My #1 selling item. Now, you don't have to put that item in your baggie, your basket, or your shopping buggy. I will automatically send it to you. Okay? Because PayPal is not going to let you put it in there for free. But you can put a note in PayPal if you want, but you don't have to worry about it. I will definitely take care of you. Okay? All right. Somebody said the sweet spot, they're speaking to her. Hello, you're a very sweet lady. Thank you for being here too. Okay. Now that I've gotten that out the way, I want you, it does have a distinguished smell, Carmen, the hemp oil, but it is not bad. What is overpowering, and I need to stop talking so loud. I'm sorry, guys. I get all hyped when y'all come in here. Y'all know I'm be by myself all day long. But what is powerful is the oil of wintergreen. Now, if you all don't believe me about this stuff being potent and expensive, that's why I have to put it in a small container for you to try it. Later on, if somebody really likes it, would consider making it in 2 sizes. You know, it just depends on demand. But go check out, just Google those items that I told you. Pure oil of wintergreen, jojoba oil, 3,000 BTUs hemp oil, just a touch of vitamin E. So small that I left that out the label, but I know it's good for healing. And now, on the label, it doesn't tell you to massage it in. If you have like a wound, you just want to put it on the wound. If you have a sore muscle, you want to take about a nickel-sized amount and you want to rub your hands together. And if you're doing it for your husband or your wife or whatever, and then you want to massage the area. And you're going to see it's going to start warming up. Not like cheap Bengay. It's not going to warm like that. But it's going to get with your body heat, your 98.6 degree temperature. If you rub that against your flesh, it's automatically going to warm those essential oils up and they will penetrate. They don't lay on the surface of your skin. They're going to penetrate and get to that muscle and relax it. Okay? All right. Okay. Gwendolyn, I am going into production by education. I am a molecular and chemical and cellular biologist and biochemist. I decided to line up supplies that are natural. Okay, all right. Can I be an affiliate to promote your business? I appreciate your offer, but I have 40, at least my daughter turned 40. I have 44 years experience, or my credentials speak for itself. I worked as the assistant to a chemist in a chemical manufacturer where we made all types of products. I taught and managed beauty school for 40 years, as well as a salon owner. 10 of them, the years in a mall where I live, and we were the first African-American business family to come up and open up a salon. 9 months later, I opened up the store. We were there for 10 years. So my credentials in my book, Healthy Hair Care Tips for Today's Black Woman, just Google me. I appreciate what you're saying, but I don't need that type of support. I need sharing type of support. Okay? All right. Let me tell you this though, Gwendolyn, what I am going to do, and I was encouraged by the 4 incredible ladies that was in my Zoom pressure canning class yesterday at noon. And I had done Zoom before, but in order for you to do it free, you have to be out by 40 minutes. You cannot do a above average pressure canning class in 40 minutes. Lydia's in here from Best Yet Journey. When she attended that class, I think it was 6 of them, when I did it through a conference call. And I stayed with everybody until the end. But I paid the extra money to be able to do the 3-hour Zoom class. And even then we didn't finish, but Zoom won't let me go for 3 hours for the category business that I'm in. Then I took the other young lady and put her in a conference call, because I don't leave nobody until that canner is on 0 as far as the pressure is concerned, and they lift the jars and put them on the cutting board or the paper towel. But I was so inspired by these intelligent women with the research that they did, the questions that they answered, and the questions that they asked, that I decided that I'm going to extend this opportunity to other people. That, also with the classes that I did for the library in New York, has motivated me to offer more classes. And I'm going to offer that on my website that Tia put up. So we're going to have, and let me get it right, because I wrote it down somewhere, Lady Cheryl's Academy of Home Preservation. And then I'm going to list the classes and the amount. And it's not just going to be about pressure canning. It's going to be water bath canning. That won't cost a lot because, well, none of them are going to cost a lot, but that's going to be real inexpensive because it's, it doesn't take that long to do it. And I'm also going to do dehydrating and blanching and freezing, and those will be smaller class. And then after I get that list built up, I'm also going to go into candle making, essential oils 101, blending essential oils, all of the things that I paid either by blood, sweat, tears, or classes. I'm going to be sharing that with anybody who wants to take the class. I'm even going to do some kits where I will mail to you as a part of a package deal when we get ready to do our natural candles. I will not be working with paraffin, and I will not be working with anything artificial. That's me. It's just something that I do. I have integrity, and I'm not selling or teaching nobody how to make that. You can buy that at the dollar store. And I'm not knocking, I always say that and then people get offended. I'm not knocking nobody that does. I'm sincerely not, because there's a market for everything. But I want to get into holistic gardening, and that's why I always come in here on Monday nights and try to share something with you that's going to better your health. And please forgive me, I was going to demonstrate how I do the cold brew, Texas hot hibiscus tea, and the hot brew, but I will do it in a video very soon. And also, let me just get back to the other classes that I'm going to do. And if it's successful, I'm going to branch off into stuff like how you can make your own nail polish without all those bad chemicals in it, and some other things, okay? So if you're interested, email me and, and we'll talk. And if you don't know by now, I answer every email and I respond to any intelligent or sincere comment. Okay? That's just something that I do. I have a sleeping disorder, and I just be in the bed trying to go to sleep, and I just start answering your emails, and it's just something that I do. I only sleep for 4 to 5 hours, unless I'm sick. So, BB, thank you for being here. Karen Witherspoon. I think I spoke to Brenda Allen. And there is D Hills Country Cottage. Thank you for coming in. Green. She's definitely interested. Or could be Cat Williams. So it could be a dude. I don't know. Hands in the dirt. Hi, how you doing? You're doing great things, my brother, my young man. You're old enough to be my son. I'm liking what you're doing. It's something about you, Hands in Dirt, and I want everybody, please go to his channel and check him out. It's just something about that young man reminds me of my son. I don't know if you noticed this, young man, but I kind of like cling to you and watch your videos. I even promoted one of your videos in my on my community board. Because I can tell when you're sincere and when you in this just popping out videos trying to get monetized and make some money. And not even caring about the quality. You come across very sincere to me, and not too many people fool me. Okay? So you all go check him out, and while you're in here, I want you to please go check out, and I call her name out every week, Crystal's Pets and Plants. She is, along with Peanut Peppers, they are one of the two most different and unique YouTube content creators that are out there. I learned a whole lot about animals and things like that from them that I'm fascinated with. Turn my fan on. Also, I want you all to check out Lydia Best Yet Journey. That's her name of her YouTube channel. What I love about Lydia, 3 hours. I was in there 3 hours, but we did it. We did it. And it was just like you guys, the one I did with you all and other people. It's like giving birth when they take that product out of the canner. And I want our money to stay recycled. Yes, Gwendolyn, thank you. Hattie Mar says, is the creamy body butter the same as the shea butter cream? I keep calling it shea butter cream, but it is creamy body butter. Sorry about that, Miss Movie Star Hedy Lamar. It has shea butter, the #1 ingredient. It has mango butter, and it has avocado butter, jojoba, black seed castor oil, a lot of good moisturizing oils that are in there. Now, when I say oil, I don't want my people with drier skin oilier skin, my Caucasian subscribers to think that you can't use it, but because you can. Because you have dry areas on the back of your heels, your knees, your elbows. You won't need a lot, but it will moisturize, and your hands, especially when you've been working out in the garden. And if you're like me, one who likes to work without gloves on. I work with gloves and a lab jacket and a hairnet when I'm doing my products. But when I'm out there in the dirt, I like to play in it. Okay? Okay. Karen Witherspoon, yes, you were in the class. You had a great time. I really appreciate you, too. And Gwendolyn said, I don't want commission. I'm trying to consolidate our work so we can buy from us. Thank you for letting me know that, Gwendolyn, and I apologize for jumping to the wrong conclusion. I'm not one who will not apologize. But I get so many offers a day about, like, it starts email, Cheryl, we noticed your YouTube channel. Cheryl, Lady Cheryl, we noticed your website. We would like to offer the opportunity to help you. I get that all day long. And it's something in it for them. So I automatically have that kind of wall up, and I humbly apologize, Gwendolyn. I received what you said, okay? All right. Catherine's Home and Garden, thank you so much. I really appreciate you being here. Birdie's Bloom Soy Candle. Yes, soy is the cleanest burning candle. And when you combine that with a natural cotton braided wick that has a cord in it, it won't limp over and get all into the soil, the soy wax. And as long as you burn it for right amount of hours and keep cutting the wick off, and then you don't get that real. It's called carcinogenic soot that can get into your lungs and give you cancer. So it won't float up and be at the ceiling, in the corners, or in the carpet. If you have a white carpet or a light carpet, you'll notice it. So it burns real clean, and you can breathe it in, and you can also dip your finger into the wax and use it as a massage oil. Sure can. My mind went somewhere. But good Valentine's Day gift. I hope you all going where I'm going. Okay. Turn off the lights and light a candle. You all will get it later when I end the live. Brenda Allen said, I'm so glad you taught me how to pressure can, Lady Cheryl. Thank you. You are so welcome. And Karen Witherspoon said the class was informative and she was patient, a real class act. Thank you so much. Now, you all know everything that you put on here. You allow me to copy it and put it on my website when I start advertising those classes. So if you don't want me to do that, speak up now, forever hold your peace. BB Globe is here. Do you need funding for expansion? Gwendolyn, we'll talk. I don't know. Maybe if we'll see. We'll see. BB says she's here and she knew. I'm glad you're here. Okay, D's Hill Cottage. I think I spoke to you already. If I didn't, D, I want to say hello. Lolita is here. And Auntie put my email address there. Chris is in the house. She was in the class too yesterday. And Yankee's sister is here. Thank you so much. And Gwendolyn says she's applying for a distillery permit. Oh, wonderful. And it was somebody. Busy Bee. Her granddaughter is Ava. Angela's Busy Bee Garden and Homestead. She was applying for, I don't know if you call it a nursery permit or a permit to sell your starts and plants and fruit and food like that at the farmer's market. She mentioned that in one of her videos. I think it was last week. I said a little prayer for her, and I will for you too, Gwendolyn. Okay. I think somebody got a new name here. How to Garden. How you doing? And Gwendolyn's going to email me. Thank you so much. And Garden, Quilt, and Art Traditions. I tried to find you on YouTube. Did I ever comment on one of your videos? If not, please email me a direct link. Because that's the questions that I want to ask you about. I have the unfinished quilts of my grandmother. And my mother was supposed to finish them, but she never did. The only thing I could think of is it hurt her to look at them because all the squares and the triangles, they were all made out of my grandfather, which was her father's, old work shirts. And I have them, and I promised myself I'm going to finish them. And you know how you pack stuff away, guys, and you put mothballs in it, and it's in a closet out there in a garage, and it get real hot here. When you're out of sight, out of mind, so when you don't see them, well, you don't think about it. So I bought a piece of art, and I put it on the community board, a piece of garden art that is an old lady sitting in a chair like she's quilting or has a quilt over her knees. And so every morning, that's the first thing I see when I go out the door. I'm going to finish those quilts. I'm going to. I don't know if I'm going to hand do them. I'll probably do them on the sewing machine. But they used to do everything by hand. Okay. So now, hey, Tisha, how you doing? Hey, BB, I have a question for you. How are you guys' bay laurel leaf plants doing? Mine is doing fabulous. I have like 5 or 6 new leaves on both plants, and one is my daughter's. So those of you that won the plants from me, and those of you that purchased them, because there were 4 for $19 on Amazon, and I know a lot of you all bought them. I want to know how you all doing. Until once a quilt of my daughter's clothes. That'll be a good idea. Very good memento. So, you can, Denise, want to know, can you pressure can on a glass top stove? You can if your manufacturer of the stove says you can. Some of them you can't. You have to contact them. Okay, Garden Cheryl, I will email you. Working on getting my channel up. Have been legally blind for the last 6 years. I know it was something about you. Because I remember I kept trying to check you out and I couldn't find you. Thank you, Catherine. I appreciate it. Both of my great-grandmothers lived to be 104. My mother's father's mother and my mother's mother's mother. They both lived to be 104, and they both were born on July 4th. And you know what a big celebration that it is for us and for the whole country. And my birthday was July 4th. So I got to ride with my big mama, which is my grandmother and grandfather, big daddy, and go to visit both of my grandmothers. And both of them, all I remember is they had a lot of quilts, and they were always working on quilts, both of them. And I remember smelling mothballs, and it probably was some type of liniment or something. And that's why I really didn't get angry when Bria came in here after, when I was making the pain cream, and she said, "It stinks in here," because that's what I thought when I went to visit my great-grandmothers with my grandparents and my mom. And I remember, like, it's my birthday and I got to be in the car with these old people to go visit these old people. But as you got older, you realized that was an honor that I got a chance to go. And we would take them barbecue and watermelon and, all the festivities. But I wanted to be in the big yard with all my first cousins playing with sparklers and stuff. But see, they probably don't have the memories that I have of my great-grandmothers. And my mother's mother was full-blooded Cherokee. And I remember her long braids, and she married an African man. And they had children, of course, who were African Americans. And my grandfather's mother was the richest black woman in Gary, Indiana. She owned a lot of apartment buildings. And she donated things like organs, not body organs, like musical organs and things like that to several churches. But she was very business-minded. So I want to move off of that. I don't know why I went into all of that, guys. But I want to know if anybody, Bay Laurel plant is doing good, because I went over all the health benefits for that. And then I encouraged everybody to grow ginger. Of course, I already mentioned Texas Star hibiscus. And I get a lot of questions about tropical hibiscus and non-tropical hibiscus. And they want to know, can they use that to make the tea? And the answer is, I want to answer it in front of everybody, is yes, providing that you grow it without insecticides and pesticides and chemical fertilizers, because you don't want to be drinking that, okay? So even if you bought it, say you bought something at Lowe's, a hibiscus plant, and maybe they did use some chemicals in the beginning, and then you started just feeding it, natural stuff like eggshells and coffee grounds and banana peels and worm castings, that type of thing. I wouldn't use the first set of flowers on there for that. I would wait maybe till the next season. Okay? And Latanya Lewis said her ginger is growing inside and it's doing great. You sure can grow inside. And look at Best Yet's Journey check out her playlist for, and best yet, if you have it, you can put it up here for ginger. And she tells you a lot of the medical, medicinal qualities that it has. I don't remember her exact video, but I remember her. She might have even been canning some. I really don't remember because I watch a lot of videos. And another one you all need to watch, if you think you can't grow ginger, you need to watch Shanana. She has an awesome video on this humongous harvest of ginger. Okay? And let me see. Hey, Dan, I just noticed that you're in here. And I think I may not have spoken to New Art Gardner, but I think I spoke to everybody else. Yes. Okay, Yankee Sister said, my plant has put on a lot of new leaves. All right. All right. Okay, good. Okay, so now I'm going to move on. Oh, somebody said, yeah. Okay. Okay, great. So now I want to get one more thing. Melanie D says, I have a tattered coat that belonged to my great-grandmother, given to her by her mother in the early 1900s. I don't know what it is, guys, but I think the older that we get, the more we treasure some of the things we took for granted. And just brings to my memory of Shanana doing some videos at her parents' home. I see a big old field, a row of mustard greens, and all probably what she knows, the foundation of the gardening, probably was instilled in her as a child, seeing her parents do that. I'm only guessing. I don't know if she's in here. She'll watch it. Sometimes she'll watch the replay, depending on how she's working and whatever she's doing. And a lot of stuff that we are showing our children, they may not appreciate it now, but they will later on in life. I remember my husband and I raising our children and having my daughter and sons help us with the flower beds, and he used to manicure the front lawn, guys. I ain't no lie about it. It was beautiful. And the kids would be singing old spiritual, clean, low, sweet chariot, like we were slave masters or whatever, and making them learn how to do that. And my daughter said, I'm never going to have a garden. I'm never going to have flowers. Well, next month she will be married 16 years. They have 2 children, I believe, 7. I think Brian will be 8 in August, and a little bit, Bria is 6. And she has a garden. Small one, but she grows all of her herbs, and and some like tomatoes and peppers, cucumber, squash, that type of thing, and a lot of flowers. But I still remember when she said she'll never have one. So those of you that put your children in your video, those of you that are teaching your children, please, guys, please keep doing it. They won't appreciate it now, but they will later. Now, how many of you, your friends, and this is my label box, and I was just writing stuff down on it, while I was on the phone. And I was on the phone looking at a video. In fact, it was Broke Farmer's video. It was live. And I think he hit on his replay, you don't see what people writing on the chats yet. Am I right, Broke Farmer? So I wrote down the sweet spot. So a lot of these channels I took out. Her Healthy Home, New Art Gardener, Little Housestead, and Dale Homestead in the Colony, Miss Tasha Mack, Growing with Jay, Miss Red's Garden and Kitchen, Growing with Donnie, Juicing with Jay, Eco Neighbor, Seed Attic, Carolina Roots, Growing with Hudson, TLC in the Garden, Canadian Proud Get Outdoors, GG Naturals, New Art Gardener, Little House Homestead, and TOP Gardening Channel. Now, if I haven't checked out your channel, I'm going to, because I've been going down this list and checking out everybody's channel. And if I can't watch the whole thing, I'm here and I say, I'm just showing you guys some love. Guys, we have to stay tight. You know why? Because a lot of people think we crazy. How many people told you all you weird? Or that's strange, what you're doing in your gardens? But I'm here to tell you tonight, being self-reliant and self-sufficient, the pandemic didn't teach you anything else. They are the ones that are weird. They are the ones that are strange. They are the ones that were taking advantage of when they were price gouging. They are the ones that didn't have to toss a turn at night thinking that how they're going to buy this expensive behind food because you got a whole lot of food in your freezer or in your jars that you can't. So now this pandemic has everybody, and we were talking a little bit about this in my pressure canning class yesterday. Everybody started selling supplies for canning that didn't sell them before. You remember when the pandemic first hit and everybody ran out of canners and everybody was price gouging on even canning books? And I told y'all last week that Miss Sapphire got me 4 of these. I gave 3 of them away. This was $180 a merchant on Amazon. And I apologize. Sometimes I say Amazon, but Amazon have a lot of affiliates. And doesn't mean they personally was price gouging. It could be merchants on there. And then they were trying to pass off pressure cookers for pressure canners. Now, there are a few pressure cookers / pressure canner, but they were selling cookers for canners. Everybody sold out of jars. You couldn't hardly get any seeds. Black cow, I couldn't get it for almost a year. Remember I did all the emergency garden for all the people, blah, blah, blah. So now, all those people that thought I was weird because I had all that wood chips and cardboard in my backyard, when I got a new privacy fence, so they had to tear the old one down, and a lot of people didn't know what I had back there. Except my immediate neighbors, you know, the one have 2-story behind me, they could look down the upstairs and see. But a lot of people on the block didn't know I had that many fruit trees until they saw that fence being torn down and the company come in and put another one in. Oh, that's weird. I even heard a lady told another lady that I was weird. But now, we're not weird. We're cool. We're smart. We're intelligent. We're self-reliant. Okay? We can depend on ourselves. We don't have to worry about anybody jacking up prices. How many of you all here with me? Okay, somebody just emailed me. That's okay, I'll get it later. Hey, Miss Queenie's Playroom. So anyway, only the strong survive. Don't be weak-minded. Some people will discourage you from making videos. You're wasting your time. Some people, I was discouraged. I know a YouTuber said she was leaving YouTube because she didn't like what somebody said in the comment. You gotta brush that off. Some people don't never do anything, but when they sit back and see that you're trying, they will try to discourage you. I'm here to tell you today, don't be discouraged. Learn all that you can so you don't have to rely on handouts or whatever somebody puts in the can and you got to go buy it and eat it to feed your family. Okay. All right. I think I covered most of what I wanted to cover. Oh, I want to talk about the greenhouse. I was all gung-ho, and that's why you should always wait until you thoroughly check out something before you give a review. And I'm not going to say where I got this from in this video, but I bought a 5-piece greenhouse cover, 5-piece cover. One on the top, one at the back, one at the front, and 2 sides for 20 by 10 by 7. Now, what I liked about that cover is you could put the pieces on as you need them, like the top, leave the sides off, blah, 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 blah. And I thought it was going to be real cool because they had these grommets. that would let let air in, and so I didn't have any fungus issue for the first time. Last year, I only had a mild case of that soil-borne fungus, but this year I didn't have any at all. So there were some cons and pros about that 5-piece. But when I thought about it as I was taking the cover off today, I would not recommend it because it had too many tears in it. Not only was it torn where I showed you guys the bolts was sticking up and the wind was rubbing against it, it tore in other areas that nothing was protruding, and it cracked. Okay? So I take that back. I will not recommend. And that's why I don't recommend. People want to send me products and they want me to guarantee that I'll give them 3 reviews or 5 reviews. I don't want to do that. Because what if I don't like it? Then they want to send you a contract. I just don't like to do it. If you want to send it to me and then let me really test it out and then tell you what I think, I'll do that. But I'm not going to be obligated that I have to give you 3 good reviews. And I'd rather buy it myself and try it out for myself. Okay. Okay, so I am getting ready. Let's see, Grown with Hustle. Was you nervous about the live? You ready for another one? Okay, this is somebody else talking. Okay. GTJR grows it zone 4A, Alaska. Okay. So now I'm ready for your questions, if you have any. Okay, I think Brenda Allen got all caps. And if you're new in here tonight, I identify your questions by them being in all caps. That way, it helps me going back and forth. You all right, Lady Cheryl? Keep planting. I got my niece, planting her garden today. I'm excited for her. I helped her on FaceTime. That's great. Erica Jones, I have over 100 tomato plants that I grew from seed. What is the best way to plant them? Check out my latest video, Erica. I show you how I plant them. That is too much for me to go into during the live because I have to really demonstrate it. Erica, you would get more out of it. If you go back and you look up me, it'll say transplanting tomatoes outside, transplanting tomatoes in the greenhouse. Oh, another thing I want to tell you all. You remember how we got the freeze, right? And I had to protect my plants in the house by boiling water to make off the gas stove to get the temperature because I was out of power for over 26 hours. I don't count the little times it went on and off. I'm just counting 14 continuous hours and 12 continuous hours, okay? But I kept all those seedlings alive. Then after having a low temperature for about a week in the single digits, 3 was the lowest it got. Then after that, a couple weeks later, we had a real bad hailstorm. Anybody remember? And my plants got ripped up. Who was that? I think it was Hands in the Dirt. He was planting some tomato seedlings that looked a little weak. And my comment to you was, young man, plant them. Because mine's got beat up really bad, and they all look beautiful now. Even 2 that got beat up really bad, I had left outside. I knew it was going to rain, but I didn't know it was going to be a hailstorm. And by the time I realized that, they were all beat up, and I wasn't going out there at that time of night to try to put them all in the greenhouse. Lord, whatever will be, will be. I brought 2 of them in the greenhouse. The rest of them were planted in the ground. I forgot I had put those 2 in the greenhouse. So they went a week without water, and they were looking wicked. I took off almost all the leaves, maybe except 2 or 3, and now they're about this big, and they look real healthy. So don't throw in the towel. And I like what that young man did is Hands in the Dirt. He planted them anyway. Because they look weak, and you plant them, and you give them what they need. And it's really water and sun and a little bit of something natural. Again, bananas, peels, eggshells, coffee grounds. I use comfrey tea, worm casting. You give it what it needs, it's going to come back. And mine came back. Okay, so let's see if we can get another question. Okay, I got the 100 tomatoes Please put your question all caps. Lady Cheryl, what is your soil mix for fruit trees? Have compost, homemade if you got it, black cow if you can't, you don't have any, because I ran out because the emergency garden. And I use any type of potty mix that already has the vermiculite, perlite, cocoa core, or peat moss in it. Now, years ago, I would buy the big bags of this, big bags of this, big bags of this. I got the gorilla wheelbarrow, and I'll be shoveling and shoveling and shoveling. But I'll be 67 years old in July. I'm not doing that anymore. I buy whatever potty mix that I can get on sale. And then I add azomite rock dust. I buy 44 pounds of it once a year. And of course, I buy a 30-pound bag of worm castings. And I used to put azomite rock dust into that soil. I don't do it anymore because I put wood chips at the bottom of every container. Okay? So yeah, that's what I plant my fruit trees in. And to be honest with you, I do the same thing in my garden beds, except they're already established, so I just refresh them. What I call reclaimed soil, like soil I take out of a container. I usually put that into the compost and put the scraps in there, and then do another layer and put the, the leaves or the wood chips, whatever you're gonna do. Okay, the browns and the paper and the green. But I do the same thing in the garden beds. In the last video that I put out, I had a pile of wood chips next to my old tea garden bed that I grow the Texas Star hibiscus and peppermint in. And to keep it from taking all over like it did the other 3 sides of this concrete garden block bed, I put a big pile of wood chips, maybe about 18 to 24 inches. So when I started shoveling some of that away so I could clean up that bed, all Brian and I saw were worms. I didn't even have my cell phone with me, so I went and got it. Of course, the worms wiggled away. But we took that aged for about 2 years wood chip mulch and put it into the garden beds, the raised garden beds with the tomatoes in it, because it was real rich. Okay, so yeah, so I use half bulk, some type of potty mix, because it helps the fruit trees drain. And you can use, if you're putting it in the ground, you can use half of your native soil, whatever soil that you're working with. Okay, but I got pretty good soil, but I don't have like clay and all that kind of soil in my backyard. Okay, let's go to the next one. What was the plant you asked about how they are doing? You mentioned healing benefits. Oh, bay laurel. Bay leaf plant. It's the plant that you take and you put it into your soups and your meat or whatever, and then you leave the leaf whole, and then you take it out before you serve. Well, if you Google that, it'll tell you all the healthy benefits of what that bay laurel or that bay leaf does. It absorbs, takes like the cholesterol out of and the fatty part that's not healthy for your body. It does a lot of things. I don't want to get into it tonight because I did a whole video on that. Okay, so you can check out my playlist for that. But Google it, and I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just saying it's a lot to that. Okay, and you can't get it in 2 seconds or 2 minutes. Okay, very good. Hey, Ramona Jones. Birdie Blooms want to know what I use for snails and slugs. Very good question. I use, now when the pandemic hit, now I know y'all gonna think I'm weird, but it's the truth. Mesquite, it was a dry county for years, and then where I live, and then I think it's been about 2 years ago, they changed it where you can buy wine and beer. I've been in my home for over 30 years. I was kind of spoiled by my husband. I never put gas in my car. I didn't change light bulbs. I didn't get on a ladder. I didn't take the trash out. And I never went to the liquor store. He would buy all that. And the reason why I'm saying this is when the pandemic hit, I wasn't about to start going in the liquor store to get some beer. Or now you can get it at 7-Eleven. So I used baker's yeast and sugar and water. And I have a video. It's in my playlist for insecticides. I think named it Insects Eating Up All My Food. Oh, hell no. And I made this juice. And I take a tuna fish can and I just scrape with my little, gardening shovel. And I just dig a little dirt down and I press that tuna fish can all the way down so it's level with the soil. And then I put that slug juice in there. And the reason why I brought up liquor stores is because prior to that, I would use a cheap beer. But what they're attracted to, the slugs, is the yeast. And they fall in there and they get drunk and they drown. And you can go out there every morning or every night and pour it out. And you see all those slugs, the little snails in it. And it's in my video. Because I don't just tell you something. I show how I make it in the video. I showed you how I was putting it down in the garden beds. I'm thinking this last video I did, I think it was the greenhouse. And then I showed you all the slugs inside of the tuna fish can. So that's what you can do. Now, there are products that are chemical that you could buy. Off the top of my head, I can remember Sluggo, because I remember my husband buying that and putting it on around the lawn, because slugs will also go down into your lawn and start eating the roots of your grass, and you can have a bald spot or whatever, and you have slugs. So I know about that, but I never used it in the garden. Okay? All right. So let's next. So until that's exactly what happens. They get drunk. Yeah, they get drunk. They get drunk, they pass out, and they drown. Really? Yeah. Thank you, Best Yet. Thank you, Lydia, for putting the insect control playlist on there. Okay, so Nemo wants to know, besides comfrey, what other plants could be used to make garden tea? Nemo? Weeds. Plain old weeds. Now, in my next video that I'll drop either Wednesday or Thursday morning, I'm going to show you a part of my garden, which I call my eyesore. I started working on it today. It had a lot of these little bitty weeds that have these little tiny seeds. Don't use that weed, because unless you have the ability to strain it in a mesh bag or I think they call them sleeve. I have some product ones, stainless mesh bags, mesh strainers, all different sizes. If you make weed tea that have all those little seeds in it and you just pour it in there and you're gonna make them grow back. The seeds, the weeds. But if you got those big weeds, and I stopped pulling up dandelion. In fact, I got some from Dan's Permaculture Food Forest. He sent me a few Italian dandelion. It's got a red vein in it. And I planted them today. I grew them from seed, he sent me. And I transplanted them today. What I'm trying to say is, you can, I don't try to pull dandelions up anymore because I know about all the healthy benefits to dandelion. You can make dandelion wine, dandelion jelly, dandelion salve, all of it, including the root. It used to be grown for medicine. And then did you know that carrots used to be grown for medicine? Yeah. It's a lot of stuff that we have been conditioned to think that we need to buy it at the grocery store or go to the doctor and get another pill. Okay? And so carrots, the main supply of carrots are all orange now. But those of you that are adventurous and start using heirloom seeds, we're growing carrots all different type of colors: burgundy, red, orange, rust. Not just the standard orange carrot. So where was I going with this? Oh, the fertilizer. So you can make worm casting tea. Some people use an aerator like a fish tank. And they say that it does something to the molecular structure, and especially if you add molasses to it. I don't know if it really works. I don't do it. But I just let it sit. I just let it ferment like you're making wine. Okay? Same thing I do with the comfrey tea. So I do weed tea. I do grass clippings tea. I do, I already said worm castings. Do I do anything else? And of course, you all know I do comfrey. I think that's it, sweetie. Oh, dead plants, compost tea. Sometimes I'll just shove up some compost and put it in a bucket, 5-gallon bucket, put a top on it. I don't do nothing fancy smancy with it. But I do see people doing with the bubblers and all that. But all I can tell you is my garden, I'm really blessed. You know, you can't even, people don't even want you to say your own stuff is pretty no more. They don't want you to say, oh, these beautiful, look at my tomatoes, aren't they pretty? They don't even want you. Some people just stay in their basement criticizing every little thing that you do. But I know a difference compost and fermented natural teas will do for your garden. Because I used to post a whole lot of pictures and stuff on a lot of different gardening groups. I don't do it anymore. I'll post my video about, you know, every few weeks on different little Facebook group. The reason why, excuse me, the reason why I don't post the pictures anymore is because I got tired of people asking me what type of fertilizer I use. And so when I answered, honestly, what I just told you, young lady, the different teas and stuff, they go, no, but what do you really use? They think I'm using Miracle Grow or whatever it is out there. And even Miracle Grow has gone organic because they see the way the world is now. Everybody is trying to grow stuff organically. And I'm not against people growing food or using chemicals if that's what they want to do. But every time I would post pictures of a good harvest, they just assume that you use chemicals in order to get it. And what people don't realize, when you start using a whole lot of chemicals, it does not, it feeds your plants, but it doesn't feed your soil. It doesn't keep enriching your soil. From ashes to ashes, dust to dust. What you take out of the dirt is what you need to put back in the dirt. So that's why I stay away from chemicals. That, and I had cancer too. Okay. I don't have buffering. Somebody was buffering. Until said purple carrots are awesome. I'm growing black ones. Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of. That real dark one, that black one that they call. So yeah, you can get the cheapest beer. I think somebody's helping me out about killing those slugs. The cheapest beer you can get. All they want is the taste of the yeast. You can even put wine in that trap. Okay. Chris Cote says there is a difference in sharing, admiring, and boasting. Unfortunately, some people don't know the difference. Please keep sharing, Lady Cheryl. Yeah, because my mom said, honey, it ain't bragging if it's true. And she said it just like that. Honey, it ain't bragging if it's true. Because she was an artist. And she was a tailorer, and so she was creative, and she always made stuff, and she was like, I put my foot in that suit, not suit. You know, if she made something, she would, and her sister said, you just bragging on yourself. She said, honey, it ain't bragging if it's true. So if I got some plums on my tree and they look beautiful, and I want to say, look at them, don't they look beautiful? I'm going to say it because it's true. If you wait 3 years to 4 years to 5 years on a fruit tree that you get that looks like this, and now it's branching, it's about 7 or 8 feet tall, and it's got some little plums on it, if you want to say that's beautiful, I think we are entitled to, because that's just what I say in this video I'm getting ready to drop. In the middle of the week. I got plums, y'all. I got Metheny plums on 3 of my trees. And I still have 2 more plum trees. I have a Santa Rosa and I have a wild Texas plum. I don't have any fruit on that yet. But for the first time, I think I got those trees from Stark Brothers, bare root trees. For the first time in 3 years, I got plums. It's beautiful. I don't care if they're that big. It's beautiful to me. Everybody's saying agreed. Take pride in your work. Thank you for being here. I think I just acknowledged you. Okay. This is my first visit to your channel, Miss Cheryl. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. Thank you, Chef Cries. Thank you. I'm going to look you up later. Hi, Elise. How you doing? Sha-na-na. I was talking about you in that ginger harvest again, girl. And Shannon, I don't know how long you've been in here. I had already recommended that, and I know you got a greenhouse. I had already recommended that 5-piece. I removed my recommendation. I'm not recommending anybody to buy it. In fact, I just bought my cover, another new one. I buy one every year because it degrades here in all the high winds. And you have to stake it down real good so it won't take off. And because you have to do that so rigid, they tear. So I bought another one, but I went back to the whole piece. Okay. Gardens and cocktails with joy. Yeah, she said she purchased a methane. And I was calling it wrong. I was calling it medley, but it's methane plum. Methane plum. And who was that? It was somebody told me I could call. I said I pronounced it wrong, y'all. And they said you can call it whatever you want to call it, Miss Lady Cheryl. It's yours. And oh, I know. I want to tell you something. Cocktails with joy. I made what I was telling you and Lydia I was gonna make. I made the egg roll collard greens that you did in one of your videos. I don't remember what cocktail you had, but I said, oh, those collard greens look good. So, you know, I can. Got some over here. So, you know, I can a lot. And the heavier your product is, when you pressure can it, the more of the juice or liquid is going to siphon off. So you can see it ain't hardly too much juice in there. So I took it and I put it in one of those mesh strainers, and I took a wooden spoon and I squeezed and got the juice out. And I made sure that I got some of the chopped up turkey wings and legs that I cooked the greens with. And I rolled it up in the vegan egg roll wrap and dropped it in some peanut oil, about a minute or two on each side, and baby, it was good. It was good. I probably put it in the a picture of it. I know I took a picture of it, and I'll mention it. I'll mention it in my next video, and you that I got the recipe from you. Now, I don't know exactly how you cook yours, but I'm telling you, I got mine out of my jar. And it was delicious. Okay, there's somebody at my front door. It's good. It's okay. But it was delicious. And I thank you for that recipe. So if any of you all want to try, you can go check out Gardening and Cocktails with Joy. Look on her playlist, and she'll tell you what cocktails she made when she made those greens with egg rolls in it. I modified it and did it my way. But I'm telling you, if I had not seen her video, I would have never tried it. And I've cooked them twice since then. I sure have. Oh, good. New Art Gardener has some fruit on her. I guess she's talking about the methane plum. All right. Okay. Okay, I'm looking for a question. Moderators, do I have one? Do I have a question? Okay, I got one more Texas Star Hibiscus plant I'm going to give away. And I need to give it to somebody tonight. And it's not yours, Brenda Allen. I still got yours. It's a seedling. So don't be, when you get it, don't be going like, I thought it was going to be. No, honey. It's just what I grew from seed. TLC in the garden. Somebody TLC has a question? Chris, I'm telling you, those egg rolls were nice. The next time, I think I'm going to brush them with olive oil. And I'm going to see if I can make it just a little bit healthier and put it in my air fryer. I started to do it, but I said, but what if I don't like it? I'm the first time making it. So the next time I'm going to try to brush it with a little olive oil. And I got olive oil in the spray too. And I'm going to put it in my air fryer and see if I can get it a little bit healthier. But it was delicious. Okay, if I don't have, how do I know if my pepper plant is dwarfing? What do you mean? Yolanda, what do you mean? It's staying real little? It's probably not hot enough yet. If you bought the plant, it should say a dwarf plant. I don't ever remember buying a dwarf plant or seed. But I know it takes a long time for pepper plants. They like a lot of heat. Also, you can top them off and make them bushier. So you're going to have to email me on that one, dear, because I'm not following you on that one. Dwarfing. I guess it looks real little. Okay, question. When you buy sweet potatoes... Uh-oh. Oh, God. Oh, goodness. I'm trying to get it back, guys. Angela want to know, do I turn my compost bin? No. I got a freestanding one. I layer it like lasagna so I don't have to turn it. I just make sure it gets wet. If I know it's going to rain, I leave it open if it's got a hole where everything's going to poodle down in there anyway. But when I'm watering the trees or plants, I open that compost up and water it too. No, I do not. I don't even own a pitchfork. I don't even own a hoe because I do no-till. So I don't even own those tools. Okay, here it goes. Question, when you buy seed sweet potatoes, I've never heard of that. Can you cut them in half and try to get slips? Or should you just plant the seed potato? Sweetie, I didn't know you can buy seed. Oh, you're talking about a little sweet potato. I really don't know. I never heard nobody selling sweet potatoes. They sell sweet potato slips or unrooted sweet potato slips. I've seen people cut off a sweet potato that, like, for example, I got a video. I think it's probably one of my highest viewing videos. And I accidentally forgot about some sweet potatoes in the back of my pantry. And it was about June or July a few years ago when I caught them. And they were sprouting out, purple with a little leaf on it. And so I took them and buried them in a container. And when they started leafing out, I took a little, it was a milk bottle, one of my grandbaby's birthday. The old-fashioned milk bottles that you used to get at school. Y'all probably too young to remember that, but it had a small opening here and it bowled out. And I took them and rooted them outside, dug a hole and put them in the dirt, but put the stems, the leaves, the vines, the slips, I put them in the water to root. And that ended up being a very good crop of sweet potatoes. So, yes, I guess to answer your question, if you have some little sprouts on the sweet potatoes, you can cut them off and put them in dirt. Some people grow them in straw. I've seen people say they grow them in wood chips. I've never done that, but I believe they're telling the truth. So I guess to answer your question, yes, you can cut them in half. But most people put them in water with toothpicks and let them, root. And then they start putting a little leaf off and you cut it off when you get about 2 or 3 leaves, cut it off, put it in water and just keep doing it like that. That's what I used to do all winter long. But I said, as many seeds that I grow and as many different things that I do, I'm not going to go and do the sweet potato slips anymore. I want to treat myself to a couple things that I would just buy. I bought them from eBay. And so I've already got them ordered and they'll be delivered, I think, the end of this month. Because we plant sweet potatoes in zone 8A. We plant them April 15th to the 1st of May, I think. I like to go and plant mine in May. Because to me, they do better and they thrive when it's hotter. But you can plant them a little bit earlier. And by the way, I usually plant my okra around the end of May. But this year, I planted some in the greenhouse early, and I planted some in the tea garden because I drink okra water because it helps stabilize your blood sugar so you don't become diabetic. And what was I going to say? I lost my train of thought. So I guess I answered your question, Tia. But some people are ordering them off of eBay or Etsy, and some people, if you live in certain areas, you can go to your, what do they call them, feed stores and, nurseries, that type of thing. But I don't know where to get them in Texas. So the last 2 years, I've ordered them from eBay. Okay. Let me see if Hey, Tommy's Homestead, nice for you to be here. Thompson World, good to see you. I watched a couple of your videos in the last week. Okay. Somebody said, yes, little, but they're small. I guess you're talking about sweet potatoes. Okay, I was in the garden, Clausen World, but watching. Okay, wasn't watching the time. Oh, well, we understand. We understand. We all, got chores to do. I got a lot of stuff I'm working on. Okay, so I want to give that plant away. Lydia, tell me, how should I give that plant away? Home Depot has started vegetable plants for $10 this week, guys. Thank you, Gardening with Hudson, for telling everybody. And this is the kind of stuff we do in my garden group. It's the same name as my YouTube channel. We have a lot of fun in there. We all, I put a post up every day, picture announcements for you to do your show and tell. And if you know of a good bargain, we put that on there too. We keep it all on the same post, so if you don't have to be scrolling down trying to find it, you can find it all in one place. I started that at the end of last week, and I think it's working out well. So if you want to join the group, I'm not trying to get a real big group, but if you're sincere and you want to be around like-minded people, so people won't be thinking that you are weird and strange. Today I posted one. What I put on? I put up. I'm warning you, I can start talking about gardening at any minute. So if you want to be around like-minded people, please answer the 3 questions, and then I'll let you in, okay? Deep in the money. Hi, thank you for being here. You're welcome, Yolanda. Container Crops. Oh, your name is why I asked, and I have a cooking channel too, so that's... Oh, so Container Crops is advertising on my live? Oh, that's the etiquette we got nowadays. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Deborah Johnson, question. I planted an Alberta peach in October last year, and it is full up with baby peaches. Is this normal? I'm so excited. Yeah, it's going to drop what it can't handle. If it's a new tree, it's going to drop some of the peaches. If it was a mature tree and it was full of peaches like that, then I would take the advice of Lead Farmer 73, because it was a funny way he did it, about he was propping the tree up. But was that Lead? It was somebody, and it snapped. So it's best to take some of them off than to let it produce too much. But usually when it's a young tree, because you just said that you just planted it in October, and it's loaded, you may need to thin it out a little bit. I can't tell you what to do. I can tell you this: I thin mine, because it wasn't my peach tree. I got 2 Red Haven peach trees, but I got one Sunglow Nectarine that is a monster, and it's only 3 years old that I've had it, and it was probably a couple years old when I got it. Again, it came from Stock Brothers, and it has too many peaches on one branch. And I just start popping them off because I know it's not going to be able to sustain it. So that's my advice. Okay, I'm sorry. I was just asking her about her name, not trying to advertise. Oh, you put it in all caps. Okay, Container Crops. Thank you. Lady Cheryl, I have to tell you how much I'm loving my hair growth promoter. I have noticed my hair growing and getting stronger. Thank you for such a wonderful product. Thank you, Lavender Lady. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So I don't know if you ordered 3 products. It was the oil, the body creamy body butter and the pain cream, I'm giving a hair growth promoter free. And I'm telling everybody, I don't have to give that one out free because I have to make that every week because it's my #1 seller. Okay. Kiki Soto. Okay. Hi, Urban Garden Girl. I've been watching your videos. You know that. Hello. What can I use to treat gout? I wish I could help you. I don't know. Because my husband had that and my son has it. And I know it's something that you all is in your blood. I don't know if it's something that you eat or drink. I know you can't have a lot of red meat. It crystallizes and it makes it painful. But I will tell you this. In my classes that I took, essential oil of thyme is one that sticks out of my mind. It's supposed to help relieve the pressure of gout. But I don't make anything for it. Google it, and I would advise you to buy that essential oil and put it in your favorite lotion or body butter. Sunday Back Farmer, hello, how you doing? Good to see you here. And Felix Knowles is here. He's from the Bahamas. Hey, hey, hey. We're international, you all. Thank you, Deep in the Money. I just found you from Les, LOL. Y'all are amazing at what you're doing for the community. Thank you. Thank you, because people think we're weird. But we know we're not weird. We know we cool. And if nothing else, the pandemic showed us that. We were the one. My children said they weren't worried about their mama. They knew I had plenty of food. They knew I had food, I had water. They knew I was going to be okay. Okay, somebody said, Chef Christ said somebody in her family was told by their doctor to drink cherry juice. They never told my husband that, and I'm not saying that you is wrong. I believe you. A doctor told him, go for it. Try it and Google it. Thank you so much, Cheryl. That's exactly what I would do, thin it out. Yeah, I would, because you just planted the tree, so it can't be that big. Best yet, Tommy said, have them answer what your 2 grandsons' names are from your video. Black Cherry Concentrate. Okay, thank you, C. Thomas. Thank you, Chef Christ. Hey, TLP Gardening Channel, thank you. And So Good Gardener is here. Thank you so much. I appreciate you hitting that like button because it helps. I don't know how it all helps, but I know it helps. And my son was trying to explain to me even when they hit the down button, it helps too because they're still watching your video. Yeah, that's what he said. Okay, how do you make okra water? I'll tell you real quick because that's not a long answer. All you have to do is, what I do is, how many of you pick okra and I swear to God, it seemed like it grew so fast that I missed it or something. So I got to the point where I started picking it in the day and started picking it in the evening before it got dark. But all you got to do for your okra, what I do is I save my biggest pods. You know, the ones that you miss and it gets hard, you can take a knife, go straight down it and let the seeds out and just boil it. You steep it like you do a loose leaf tea, and then you strain it off. Or you can put fresh okra, cut them up, if you don't mind the slime, and boil it for about 5 minutes, let it cool, and drink it. And you can add a little honey, you can add a little tea. I just drink it straight. My mother died of complications of diabetes, so, you know, when stuff running your family, and my father had kidney disease. Okay. Okay, so cherry juice. Okay, another person said cherry juice is good for gout. Thank you, guys. And that's why I said we're here to support each other. I don't know all the answers. I know a lot of stuff, though. And I've forgotten a lot of stuff. So I just share what I know, and I try to keep learning every day, expanding my mind. Lady Cheryl, my tomato and pepper plants are starting to grow. When should I start, and how often should I? Once a month. Once a month. And make sure you give them something that has calcium in them. Because calcium, I like garden lime. Once a month, I give garden lime. Organic garden lime in the green bag. And the reason why I do that, because you want to prevent blossom end rot. And you also can do that with the eggshells, but it doesn't get in there as fast. So even the garden lime is slow release. But if you put yourself on a regimen, once a month, every 3 weeks, 4 weeks, you give it a little garden lime, you will not get blossom end rot. Thank you, everyone, for hitting the button. Thank you. Okay. Yes, okra water, power of plants. Somebody said elderberries are great. I'm assuming that is for gout. I have 4 elderberry bushes. This is my second or third summer. Yeah, some of them getting real tall. One of them giving to my daughter. She'd never come in and get it, so she probably won't get it. Okay, the same kind of line one gives hydrangeas. Okay, I'm not sure. Soak okra overnight and drink it is another way. I don't doubt you. A nurse in my garden group is the one that told us about 3 years ago, and she said you don't have to boil it to death. I guess if you soak it overnight, this is like boiling it for 5 minutes. Or you probably could do cold brew outside in the sun. That makes sense. Hi, Angel Loves Garden. Thank you for being here. I watched a lot of your videos the last few weeks, too. Urban Garden Girl, I dry my eggshells for calcium powder. I do, too. I put them in the microwave. I rinse them out. Then I put them in the microwave for a minute. And they're dry enough. And then I crush them. I could get up and get you a container of it. It's not close. And I have them in them jars about this size. And I put 1 to a tree. These are golden beets. But, yeah, I do that, too. Okay. Lady Cheryl, I just received my pain relief cream. Email me after you've taken it for a couple of days, Mona, after you've tried it. Massage it in. Okay, if you're doing it for like a rash, just very lightly, or if it's a light wound, you know, just lay it on, put your bandage on. But if it's for pull muscles, strain muscles, arm, leg, shoulder cramp, massage it in 2 to 3 times a day. I left you a personal card telling you to put it on 2 to 3 times a day. Okay, do you have to have one blueberry variety to grow? It depends on what you have, Denise, and that's what you're going to have to do. If you're buying it from like an online nursery, they'll tell you which ones are self-fertile and which ones need another variety to pollinate it. Stark Brothers and Isons is real good about that, online nurseries. Or you can just look up the card on the nursery. I've only bought fertile blueberries, but I haven't had any in 2 years because I think I told you that not this time when I got my wood chips spread out. The landscaper wife accidentally turned it over in the pile of wood chips, my 2 buckets of blueberries, and I didn't know until the next day. What do you have for a broken bone? I don't know, sweetie. I wish I could help you. I don't know. I don't know. I'm sorry. And I told y'all about what happened to my son. And his attorney said their private investigator is on it. For those of you who don't know, he's a teacher and a coach. And he's on dialysis. And he taught that day, coached the game, went to dialysis, and he woke up a day later in the hospital. And he had the whole ligament, or whatever you call that, on your knee, whole muscle was totally detached, and his shoulder was shattered. And they said he passed out in dialysis, but he didn't fall because they make those chairs so people don't fall out, the recliners. So he was either dropped by the medics or somebody at the hospital. We don't know. But we'll find out because they investigating it, because he told me today they called him and told him they got the footage from the school where he teach at. He was on medical leave, showing that he was fit and spry when he was doing the coaching the game and all day, because the injury he had, the orthopedic surgeon said he couldn't walk into a dialysis center and already be hurt. So we don't really know what happened. He ain't no drug addict or nothing like that. He passed out in dialysis. He has kidney failure. Got it from me. I got it from my dad. But anyway, he's doing good. He stayed in the hospital, let's say 29 days. He had to go to physical therapy rehabilitation, but now he's driving. He came to see me. He had to go to the school where he worked to pick up something because he'll be out for the rest of the year. And he's doing okay. I talk to him almost every day. But it is, until it is some type of cover up. But they'll get to it. They'll get to the bottom of it. I have no doubt. But it was horrible. They said somebody drop you. Now he started thinking about somebody do it intentionally. Because it's this shoulder that's shattered. And he's going to have surgery. And this knee on the other side. So did he roll over on the thing? On the gurney? I don't know. See, Tommy, she said it probably happened at the hospital. That's what his wife is thinking. All we know is when they got him stabilized, they had him in one room, and then they moved him into this room where they got all this security and stuff around. And when the orthopedic surgeon came in, they said, "How did you get the presidential suite?" And they got all these signs that says, "Be careful, don't fall," and the certain type of shower that you have for people that are injured and all that, bars and all that. But that's what his wife was saying. It probably happened at the hospital. You never know. But he is doing better, and his spirits are up. He's talking about positive stuff. One while it was real, but he's doing better. Thank you, Tommy. And thank you, everybody. But somebody knows what happened. Somebody walking around with a guilty conscience, Miss Quinny. You are exactly right. Okay, comfrey leaves poultice is good for broken bones. I believe you, Selena. I believe you. I know that to be true. I know it to be true because I had researched that. Because a garden group that I was in, the lady made the salve out of the comfrey. And I remember her saying that now. So sometimes I can't remember everything. And I like what Selena McIntyre said. She said, Google search it. You can also use the salve for pain. Yes, Miss Kia Parks, the cameras won't lie. Thank you all. And somebody said, isn't there a plant named Bone Set? I don't know. I'm going to go look it up real quick. I know he has some type of cream. Yeah, they got it. They got something on the eBay shop called Bone Set. Okay, if y'all want to go check that out. But I know my son has some type of medicated cream. Prescription type of cream. My mama always said, what's done in the dark will come to the light. It'll come out. It'll come out. Okay, Bernie, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Okay, I asked best yet, Lydia, to tell me how did I give that plant away. Called comfrey knit bone also. Okay. Is Lydia still in here? Oh, yes. Okay, cool. Thank you. Here it is. And Tia and Tommy, I want y'all tell me who did it first on your end, because it depends on when you came in. If it shows the commercial first, you might not be first. And the question is, the name of my 2 grandsons. Good. Thank you, Lydia. First person tell me the names of my 2 grandsons. Name my 2 grandsons. And she got Nunu on there. First person, I'll send you the plant. Ooh, Karen Witherspoon got it. Let me see. Wait a minute. No. I'm sorry, Karen. The first person I see is Miss Kia Parks, Brian and Chewy. Now, who did you see first, Tia? Help each other cover up mistakes. Miss B. Washington. Yes, she's seen teams to do that. Brian and Chewy. Debbie Epps said it too. Chewy / Andre Jr. and Brian. Yep, Chewy. Chewy is Andre Jr. Hated Mar, Chewy and Brian. Brian and Andre. Okay, so Miss Kia is the one. Okay, that's it. Miss Kia, I'm sorry, guys, that you other guys that did it right wasn't first, but that's great. Bernadette Langford is showing up on my phone over there. Okay, so Brian and Chewy were the names. And Miss Kia Parks is the winner. Thank you. Congratulations. Please email me your mailing address so I can get your plant to you. Working years in the hospital. I have medical team help each other cover. So the guy who is the what's the name for the kidney specialist? Start with an N. He owned the dialysis center. And Trey said when he told them that he just know he passed out at the dialysis, he said, hey, I'm getting ready to pass out. And he said he left out the room. And he came back and he said, oh, it didn't happen at the clinic. Why did you run out there and go check? Veggie Farm. A lot of y'all got the names right. Thank you so much. That means you've been watching my video. Nephrologist. I knew it started with an N. Thank you, Tommy. He owns the clinic, the dialysis center. Neurologist is for the brain. Nephrologist. That's it. Okay, guys. If you don't have any more questions, I think I covered everything I wanted to cover. Good night, Chef Chris. It looks like cries, though. Okay, blessed too. Thank you. I love you all. And by moderators, I got something coming in the mail for you tomorrow. No. Wednesday. I'll put that in the mail on Wednesday. Tomorrow's Tuesday. Yes, I'll put that in the mail on Wednesday for you, my moderators. TLP, thank you for being here. Good night, everybody. You know I love you, and God loves you too. Thank you so much. And don't forget to email me. All right. Good night. See, end.